Now, before we start counting down to 2014, the DCN looks back at the past year to highlight some of the top stories in the construction industry that made headlines. Here is our annual top 10 year in review. Starting things off at number 10, Infrastructure Ontario announced their plans to launch a new vendor of record procurement process for consultants providing interior design services, architectural services, and engineering services on its real estate projects. Industry stakeholders also said that local knowledge provisions are key for the future of provincial construction. Coming in at number 9, stakeholders say the amendments made by the Senate to Bill C-377 would take the bite out of the policy. The bill, which would have originally forced unions to make public of their expenses over $5,000, was amended to $150,000. And publicizing union salaries exceeding $100,000 was raised to over $400,000. The amendments would only apply to unions with over 50,000 members. At number 8, Bill 69, the prompt payment legislation, passed second reading at Queen's Park back in May. Introduced by Vaughan MPP Stephen Del Duca, the bill would ensure that parties in the construction process will be paid in a timely manner. The bill, which has been supported by all three provincial parties, is still waiting to reach a committee hearing so it can be further reviewed. Sitting in at number 7, the introduction of the Canada Job Grant, which would provide $15,000 or more to fund skills training for people that can't be trained under employment insurance, has received some mixed reactions. Industry stakeholders have been open to the plan, while the provincial governments have wildly opposed it because it would change the direction of where the current federal funding goes to. The federal government emphasized the importance of the grant to fixing the skills mismatches in the country. At number 6, no yearly construction countdown would be complete without the Ontario College of Trades. And 2013 was no different. This past year, the college began accepting memberships in April and started reviewing journey persons to apprentice ratios in 33 trades. They also introduced some new leadership in the form of ex-Ontario MPP David Sabucci as their new CEO and COCOT Chair Don Gosson as a member of its Board of Governors. Coming in the halfway point at number 5, hopes to extract resources in Ontario's Ring of Fire fizzled this year as Cliffs Natural Resources pulled out of the project due to a lack of timeline and risks with construction infrastructure in the area. It was a big blow to the developments in the Ring of Fire, which has been touted as the major mining project expected to give Ontario's economy a much-needed boost. At number 4, the Metoron Decision. Even 4 years after following the tragic accident where 4 workers fell to their deaths after the swing stage broke, the incident remains as a reminder of the importance for health and work safety in the province. In September, the fine of $200,000 against Metoron was increased to $750,000. With the number of falls from heights occurring this year, Ontario's Chief Prevention Officer, George Gritsiotis, issued a call to action for fall prevention. At number 3, the Canadian government officially rolled out its federal skilled trades program back in January, designed to tackle the country's labor shortages. The program invites foreign workers to take on various trades jobs through an application process. The new program takes out the old point system, which industry leaders say was not trades-friendly. Eligibility for the Canadian Experience class was also cut down from 24 months to 12. In at number 2, Bill 73, the Fair and Open Tendering Act, was defeated at Queen's Park in September. The bill would have added an exemption to the Ontario Labour Relations Act so that municipalities and school boards are subject to the province's labour rules for the construction sector. Although defeated, the bill put open tendering in the provincial spotlight. And finally, this year's top construction newsmaker is the federal government's commitment to provide infrastructure funding. The Canadian government said they would chip in $70 billion to improve infrastructure over the next 10 years as part of their budget, in addition to a new $14 billion Building Canada plan. The announcement was well received by industry leaders as it provided some certainty for the construction industry so it can increase its capital and labor efforts. And that wraps up this 2013 countdown and another year of newsmakers and headlines. We hope you join us in 2014 as we tackle and cover the construction stories that the new year has to offer. I'm Andre Wajaja, and on behalf of the editorial team, thank you for making the DCN the top source for construction news.